Hey everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel, where today I'm going to talk about more than likely the most important skill set for your OCD recovery and in life in general. Most humans struggle with this, A, because they don't know, B, because it's very hard, and C, because the progress whilst you're practicing this has an extreme lag effect. So you don't really see the fruits of the work that you're putting in for a long time, like anything worthwhile when it comes to achieving in your life. Strong relationships, good income, promotions, better fitness. There's usually a lag effect in your life, and this is no different. Before I get any further, please subscribe. Hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this. And to get right into it, the number one most important skill for OCD and anxiety recovery and life in general is to not engage in the 0 to 100 emotional swing in your body when it happens. Anger on the road, fight with your spouse, mom, dad, best friends. And by the way, you're going to fail at this a lot. Job changes, fitness changes. I don't know, it doesn't feel that way. I don't like it. Change. Nah, this person isn't for me. Change. That person called me fat and ugly. Block, delete, toxic person. You're creating an extremely small box for your life. And you're also creating, bilaterally, extremely low frustration tolerance. By the way, everything I talk about in all my videos, I've made all these mistakes. Thousands and thousands of times. I had extremely low frustration tolerance. And the way my personality is, as we all are, but even a lot with personality types like me, 0 to 100 was my gold standard. What's Nick's gold standard? 0 to 100. Anger, road rage, disagreements, screaming at people, social media comments, arguing with friends. What'd you tell me to do? Fuck that. I'm going to do what I want to do. It wasn't good. It set me up for disaster in my life. I wanted to change that. I wanted to change the way I handled being able to deal with people who make fun of me, people who disagree with me, problems in my life, hardships with my relationships, with anyone, not just my wife, all relationships, not cutting people off 99% of the time. Do I block and delete people in my life? Very, 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 very rarely. It happens because the nuisance of people screaming and yelling, but it's not because someone disagrees with me 99% of the time. We block people out in our life too easily, which is usually a 0 to 100 maneuver. And then we blame the entire world for being toxic, and we never ask ourselves, what am I doing wrong? Even if they are acting in a way that I don't like, what am I doing wrong to contribute that? You're not going to get this skill right off the bat. It's going to take you an extended period of time to learn this skill. It is a skill, so it's going to take quite a few years. You're not going to learn the skill in 3 months. No way. Can you get better at this skill in 12 months? Of course. Would I say that most people are an expert at this skill with very little slip-ups under 12 months? Nope. No chance. Not with us. Not with OCD and anxiety sufferers. And also, not with most people who don't have OCD and anxiety, because they have nothing driving them to want to change. That's one of the best blessings about OCD, what you learn from that over and over and over again. So what did this entail in practicality? Any sort of trigger happens in my body. Anxiety, panic, anger, rage, vengeance, depression, it didn't matter what it was. Not making changes in that moment. We are the masters of inconsistency. The human race masters of inconsistency for the most part. But we're triple PhD, medical doctor, fucking scientists because of the way it makes it feel in our body. So I really had to say, I want to work on the skill. I'm not going to get this right for a long time. I have to have an open approach to it. The more I say, I must get this done, I have to change this now, that was going to hold me back. I had many flare-ups, many failures. I would beat myself up for a while and say, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be able to beat myself up because I'm going to keep failing at this. I remember I would just give into my rage every 3 to 6 months. And I made a lot of progress for like a 2-year period. And Rob said, statistically, you're probably going to do it again. That would drive me nuts. I don't want to do it again. I want to get this right. He's like, but then you're creating the don't think about pink elephants. What are you going to think about pink elephants? Then you drive yourself bonkers by doing that. You create secondary, tertiary, quaternary problems that most people just don't quite understand because they don't have a basis of unconditional self-life, other acceptance. So that held me back a lot. But I'm telling you, building that skill, staying the course, realizing most things don't need to be addressed right then in the moment, learning to walk away for a second, not figuratively, not, like physically with your body, but figuratively in your mind at times. Get back to that in an hour. It's really bothering me right now. Let me just not respond, because every time I respond in the moment, it almost never ended well. Some things do have to be handled in the moment. Very, very few. If you ask yourself, how many things in your life require the attention right in that second? Very few, if anything. Anything is basically prospectively debatable, regardless. Cancer diagnosis. You have to start chemo tomorrow. I'll come back in 3 days from now and just spend some time, smoke a cigar, reflect on probably the end of my life, etc. like that. I don't think you understand. You have to start now. I'm not saying it's a wise decision, but you don't need to address that in that second. And some people don't address it at all. Not doing chemo, not doing radiation. Whether you agree or disagree, that's their own personal decision. It's a weird example, but it just goes to show you how it can apply to everything. Building that skill is a superior skill for life. There are not many skills in this life that are translatable into everything in your life. There's about 10 things that really matter. You could probably put it down to 5 things that really matter. Patience and being able to wear this discomfort and not acting directly in the moment underneath the trigger is a skill that you will use forever, and you will not always get it right. Even where I am now, I slip up at times. It happens, but I don't beat myself up when it happens. Life stuff, frustrations, annoyances, everything. Just little things that matter a lot. And you build that frustration tolerance, and you realize how valuable of a skill that is. Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Let me know what you think. Please reach out soon. We can help you. Do not sit in silence. Come to a webinar Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. UK times. We cover all sorts of topics. Anywhere between 50 to 100 people. We have a questions and answer section. You come to a webinar. You come to coaching calls. We always have promos. We got the Easter one coming up. We have all different ones that you could ask about at Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.